No, this title is not clickbait. I have had 2 neighbors now die on the docks in the last 30 days, which is a little wild. One of the people who passed is literally my neighbor at the dock. He's in that boat right there. Well, he was in that boat right there. And then the other neighbor that passed is someone further down the dock. And I watched both, bodies be removed. And, that leaves a little bit of an impression. Something like that really does stand out. So it's got me thinking a little bit, and there's a couple of things that I've come to realize as a new liveaboard, which, by the way, welcome to the series, New to Boat Life. Me vlogging in a personal, quick kind of style, sharing what it's like to live on a boat in the middle of a city, in downtown, being new to this whole world, and getting her up and running post-divorce and all those great things. Check out the description below to find links to the past episodes if this is your first one. But here's my point as a newbie, and it's that we all know this, right? Life is short, and that's certainly a reality. And I'm reminded of that now with 2 people passing. And I'm also reminded every single night because my neighbor's cabin's port light is still on. And every night I look at that light and I stare at it while I read in my cockpit or meditate. And it's really sad. And this was an old bird. This guy was an old salty dude. And he got really sick and he was unwilling to receive any help from anybody. And he went out in a pretty hard way. I won't share the details here, but it's really not pleasant at all. So it was not a pleasant experience. And, kind of the public service announcement I just want to make surrounding this is that people who live on boats can be fiercely independent people. And being that that's the case, they might be the last people on earth to actually ask for help. And that means that as you get elderly people on boats who wind up in sometimes really unhealthy routines and they're not taking care of their body and they're not asking for help, I just think that it's good in the sailing community for us that live around people that are on their boats who've maybe been on there a very long time to take the time to say hi to them when you see them on the dock and to see if you can't make a little special connection with them. Exchange phone numbers, have them over like once a month, or once every other month. If everybody on the slip did that, there'd be such a better sense of community. And I really expect that of the boating community. And I can expect that because I know it's so often so true in the boating world that you have people who are, sailors and boaters really help each other. And I think that falls apart, though, a little bit. That's true in the open ocean and at anchorages, but it's maybe a little bit less true when we are at docks. So just a reminder, if you happen to live on a boat, if you happen to be at a dock, look for those people who seem particularly isolated. Maybe invite them over for a drink. Okay, so that has been the reality there. And with that said, I want to make sure in life that I don't get to a place that I make it all the way to my boat to then not actually make it out into the open water. That would be really sad, to be right on third base, right before you made it home, right before you've actually made the play, and to get hung up there as so many people do. I've learned that being on a boat, you end up settling in and getting off the dock becomes a whole project. And I don't want that to happen on Nomad. So as you saw in the last few episodes, I got everything battened down. I've been sanding on the boat. You can see my progress here. And the sanding has been going well. I got the sides done here. I got the top done. And, so I got to do a little bit of the inside area and some other spots, but it's very close. So I'm going to paint it. Then all that fresh running rigging, I'm going to get ran on, and I'm going to have the yacht rigger come over on Nomad, and they can show us how to properly end for end the line on the boat. So we can learn a few things along the way from those guys. That'll go into the How the Pros Do It Sunday, right? So you can watch me fumble around and then watch them do it right. And apparently tomorrow there's going to be nearly tropical force winds coming into the marina here, which is a little bit wild. So I'm going to be ready for that and putting on some fresh line on Nomad and seeing what that's like. I'm definitely going to record that, and I'll have that video hopefully posted up here tomorrow. Yeah, this is a short episode. Just wanted to share some thoughts around that in this New to Boat Life vlog series. I hope you guys have a really good Friday, and I will see y'all tomorrow right after we get through this weird, crazy storm. It might even snow here in Florida, which is totally wild. All right, see you guys.